Hello guys, welcome back to my video tutorials, and this is Linux series. From previous tutorials we have seen how to create directories and how to assign permissions to files, and you have seen that permissions are core foundation of Linux, because guys, nothing you can do if you're not familiar with permissions. And we have covered how to use nano code. Is it code editor? No, it's text editor. Now we are going to keep seeing some commands we can run on our Linux. And if you look on my desktop here, cd change the directory to desktop and clear everything. Now you can see that you can make the directory by using M key there, which is make directory, and you put your name of your directory and cd to that created directory. Now what I'm going to show you guys today is how can you manipulate files, and a kind of review of how you can manipulate file permission. And after that I will show you how can you possible option you can use to create files. The first option we have covered is using nano and put names of a file you are going to create, and nano pop up the editor that can let you create your files, and go ahead add anything you want in that file. And we have seen that in order to write on that files you have to hit Ctrl O, and it asks you to enter the name of the files, and you hit enter and you're done. And the difference of hitting Ctrl O is like you keep editing the same files and you're not going outside of nano editor, but when you hit Ctrl X you directly going to go out of nano editor. That was the first options to create a files, and when you list them -r to show the permission assigned to that files. By default Linux do some trick for you. The person who's creating the files is assigned the permission to read, write on that file, okay? But in Linux, as I've told you guys, that we have multiple users and multiple group of users. We have sudos, we have groups, and we have others. So by default Linux assign permission to you, the creator of the files, to be read and write permissions. So what happened when other people try to read or write that files? It is not going to happen, right? Because they don't have the permission to write on that files, because this file has been created by me and nobody else is able to read it. And we have seen that you can change that mode. Go ahead and write change mode, and we have seen different letters you can use from 1 up to 7, and we have seen that if you want to grant a permission to a specific group of users you can use 6, or you can use plus RW, which stands for read and write, or you can use 6. You can you can use 666 and put the file name you want to change mode, and you are done. And when you list, you can see that groups has the permission to read and write on the files, and the other people has also the option to read and write on that files too. Now once you know that how we can create a files and how can we assign the permission to the files. Now I'm going to show you different options to how you can create a files. And right now you can create files in many different ways, and you can use echo. Echo is one way you can print a variable name. Let's say that we have x equal to Richard, my name, okay, Richard, and you are done. And right now it's pretty cool, simple to create a variable like that, and it's very easy for you to echo back that variable you created. So you can see that variable x is printed on screen, right? Now we can now create a file name called, and this to see what's going on in the file folder. You can see that we have name. Okay, now we can use a code to create another file called emails.txt, and when we list that file, oh sorry, oh code is not working. What's going on, man? Sorry. Ooh. Yeah, sorry. You have seen that in order to use a code to create a new files, you have to use greater sign between the files you're trying to create. And the difference of using a code is that it is not going to add any content to that files, and in this case use another another text editor like Nano or VR. Okay guys, now we're going to see another text editor we can use to edit text, and is called VI, which is pretty good. Okay, because I cannot tell you what the difference is between VI and Nano, but I know Nano is cool. And go ahead, edit email. So the main difference is that with Nano we had options at the bottom of this terminal. We have the various options listed here, but with VI editor we don't have anything listed right now. But it's work the same way but differently. In VI editor we have by default you cannot start changing the file contents, so you need to press E or I on your keyboard, so to say that you start to edit on that file. Okay, now you can see that I can add my email streammap@gmail.com. okay, now in VI data, in order to exit and save the files, you need to press on escape on your keyboard and you're done. But you are not done as done, because you need to get out of this VI editor, and I know most of guys don't understand how you can get out of this VI editor. And the things you can do to get out of VI editor once you pressed escape button is to hit this semicolon. Is it semicolon or whatever, but I think you see what I'm typing, and write WQQ and question exclamation marks. What does this mean? It's going to say, write these files under the file name proposed before, and after that quite is equal is like saying exit. Okay, now when you hit enter, now you get out of VI editor. When you go back, you can also see that you can go back and read the content of that files created under the name email.txt. And once you want go back, you also hit semicolon, and because here we did not write any content to these files, now you can type exit, and is working pretty much the same as saying Q with exclamation mark, right? It's the same. But you can see that in this, when you use Q exclamation mark, we did not use um, write W letters. Why, man? It's because we are not writing anything to this content. Only thing we need the system to do is to quiet and dies. Okay. Now we know how to use VI editor, and we know how to change file permissions of any kind and assign any permission we want, and now we can be system administrator. Thank you for watching my tutorials, and if you liked, please don't hesitate to place likes or subscribe for more tutorials. And I hope within this series of Linux you will get enough skills of to get you started with a lot of stuff. Thank you for watching. Stay in touch.